It is time to try something new on Kansas Sports Chatter. Now, if you're listening to the audio podcast, this segment might be a little bit more beneficial to watch on YouTube. It is Stadium Tours, our opportunity to go around the state and check out some of the great facilities, the gyms, the fields, wherever it may be, and just to check things out and be a little bit nosy. Today, Tony Crough, the head coach of the Hayes High Indians, joining us with a brand new high school and also a brand new football facility there at Hayes High. Coach, for you, I mean, just how nice has it been for not only the coaching staff, the players, administrators, and that fan base at Hayes to have this new facility?
Oh, it's been it's been great. To say that it's been a dream and something that's for this community for a long time, I think is an understatement. Not again, I'm relatively new to Hayes still, and so just trying to get it, just trying to get in here and figure it all out. It's been cool, but it's it's something everyone's excited about, and they're I think they're ready to turn the keys on this thing and get it going.
All right, tell us what we're looking at right now, kind of where we're at in the high school.
So I was just on the bridge that goes around the whole high school, and this is our hospitality room that overlooks. There's a admin meeting going on in there right now, but that's the hospitality room that overlooks the whole facility, the field. You can kind of see it from here, and it's same thing over here. It's kind of a walking bridge that overlooks the field, the track, back to the school, which I'm going to show you here in a little bit, which is the coolest spot. But that walking bridge just goes right through the middle of the commons, and it just overlooks the whole stadium and track and the whole outdoor classroom facility.
How much input did you have? I mean, did they seek any advice from coaches at Hayes High as far as putting this thing together?
Yeah, they did a really good job. Our construction company, Napholz, did a really good job, and the DLR, which was the architectural firm, did a good job of reaching out to us and talking to us. And it really started with our administration that you can see the school in the background here, and I'll show you that when we get outside. It's probably the coolest spot is that, and I'll show you when we get outside. But they did a good job of asking us kind of what we needed, what we wanted, of course, which was a huge wish list, and then what we needed, and kind of pairing it together. And we had a lot of say in it. Helped. My wife was part of the she was the public relations coordinator at that time that helped pass the bond, and she was part of the planning committee and really dealt with a lot of the architects, and so she kind of helped with the coach's voice, and our administrators were great with coach's support as well.
What were some of the priorities for you with the new stadium, especially on the football side of things, Coach?
The stuff you're seeing right now, and I'm walking outside right now. So there's a door that you can walk out of from the gyms, out on this area that we've been affectionately referring to as the party porch, the party deck, but it's just an outdoor area where you can stand. But what you're seeing now, so initially there wasn't a stadium that was built into the bond because it was just going to be too expensive, and we were going to have a practice field out here. And so we had the idea. We looked around to some other schools. We saw one in Arkansas and, of course, Kearney, Nebraska. But if you look here, we had the idea to build a stadium school, which was kind of something new that just wrapped we built the stadium into the side of the school. So you can see here the stadium starts on the south down there, the bleachers and the press box, and it works itself this way. And it goes right into the gyms. But you can see here it goes right into the gyms, right around as it wraps around. That's the north side of the field, and the south side of the school, and it just wraps all the way around. So it's a pretty cool concept. It goes all the way over to the south with the big video board. But we wanted something where we could have a stadium and not have to wait, for years to come after you pass a big bond. So they put it right in there with the school.
Now, yeah, I love the concept, like you mentioned, that those windows that outline the high school that overlook the field. Coach, will that area be open during actual football games?
So yes and no.
Okay.
There's parts of it that will be towards the concession area, which is over here in the corner. There's parts of it that'll be open. I would imagine when it gets colder, there's going to be a lot more of it's going to be open. But that whole area right there, which is the biggest press box in Kansas, is what it is. what it ends up being. But that whole area will probably get opened up to donors and sponsors, and they're thinking about even like class reunions. Class of 1985 wants to rent it out and sit up there and watch the game, and it's a really cool area to watch everything. And up there where that hospitality room was, you can see back up in that corner. That'll get rented out as well. As you come over here, the upstairs of the weight room has windows that overlooks the field, and there's the downstairs of the weight room that has doors that open up to the field. So it's all kind of interconnecting. And now I'm down closer to field level, which you can see up there. It's just all kind of one big facility that wraps around another facility to make sports and academics and everything kind of connect.
Yeah, I got to imagine some of those inside spots will be some hot seats to be had once that crummy weather settles in later on in the season. So that's
yes, sir.
Cool. For you, like, what's one of your favorite features? What stands out? I know you're still kind of getting to know it a little bit, but what stands out to you that you really like?
So as crazy as it sounds, and that's why I keep showing you guys here. Now I'm getting down to field level. The coolest part, the coolest view, at least for this whole place, is that view right there. And as you wrap it around here to the rest, that's north. This is northwest. So, we get those winds and when it starts getting chilly. And it's just that view right there that wraps all the way around. When the sun goes down and the lights go on, this whole building lights up. You can see all the murals. You can see all the murals in the background. You can see just everything that really, you could turn the lights off on the stadium and you could still play a game out here. Just how lit up it is. And then, of course, the Jumbotron down here, the video board. It's the biggest high definition video board in the Midwest. And so it's I don't know what the P is, 1080p or whatever they call it anymore, but pixels. But it's the biggest one of that high definition quality that they've put in. And so that's really cool as well. But again, I think just the wraparound up there, that's that party porch we were on earlier. You can see they're getting everything ready for the game on Friday night. But as you wrap around, I think that's really when you sit on the south end of the field and it's nighttime, this is lit up. It's just beautiful.
Yeah. This is amazing as it is. Are there any other future plans or anything else that you want to get done with this, like in the future, or is this pretty much all done?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff we want to do, but I think for now we're probably maxed out to what we can get. But we'd like to put a field house down here on this end someday, and put a visitors locker rooms add on to the visitors bleachers, which that's not when you're putting things in, you want to get the home side where you want it, and then start getting the visitor side where you want it. So we'd like to add on over there and kind of box this thing in a little bit more on this side. And of course, the track facilities, the throwing events are all out there, and jumping's all outside the track this way. And I think one of the coolest things, as I show you from here, is that's our entrance right there to the field.
Okay, I was going to ask where you came out on. Okay,
this is our entrance down this ramp, and so we've got when they built this, they talked about how can we make a cool entrance, or what's it going to look like. And so this is I'm reversing. I'm going back into the locker rooms here, but we come out this ramp from underneath the bleachers, and our locker room doors right over here. So we've got our locker room door right over here, and we come right out here. And so Friday night, that's going to be the entrance right there.
Oh, I love it. Last question for you, Coach. You guys had such a good relationship with Fort Hays State University over the years and playing your home games there. But at the same time, how much does it mean just to be on campus, the meaning and just the usefulness of having an on-campus field and the rest of your facility?
Well, we don't know yet. We think it's going to be incredible. We're still trying to get it figured out. But practice-wise, it's been amazing. I said we actually were on our old practice field, which is nice as well. It's turf, but it's a little bit of a walk still. We were on our old practice field for the first week of practice, just because this one wasn't ready. They were finishing the track, so we couldn't get out here yet. But the first day that our kids got to put their cleats on inside a locker room and walk out the locker room to a practice field, we think was the first practice in the history of Hays High football since 1902 that the football players got to put their cleats on at their locker and walk out and go to practice. And so everywhere else, there's been a travel across town or walk through a hallway with your shoes off, put your cleats on outside. And so, I know that sounds like a small thing, but it's those little things you don't think about. And, it's our kids have obviously been blessed with lots of great things up here, but for them to be able to just put their shoes on and get out here and go to practice and not have to worry about where they're walking to or where they're going, and just the consistency of an everyday facility, it ought to help us, continue to grow.
Coach, appreciate the time, and well-deserved facility for you and the rest of the Hayes High fans. Enjoy it, and we'll talk to you soon.
Yes, sir. Thanks, Cole.
That is Tony Crough, the head coach of the Hayes High Indians, with our stadium tours.